Right. 3 August 2025. I'm excited to be giving you the evening update. So we do this every single evening before you go to bed so that you can understand what is important, what are the issues at play, what are the bigger, longer term issues that we have to deal with in Zimbabwe. So over the past few months, that is the first half of this year, we've been busy with issues in ZANU-PF. That is the infighting and also generally the possibility of a coup taking place in Zimbabwe. However, we are now entering a new period. So at the moment, Nyoka Mabunu is still in jail. So Nyoka Mabunu are now sitting in jail for a long time and obviously not having any more impact on the succession issues in ZANU-PF. So you can clearly see that whatever was being attempted in ZANU-PF has failed. So there is not going to be any big move taking place or a forced removal of Mnangagwa. So I've said it since morning that Mnangagwa is now basically sitting around waiting for the retirement date. So for the day for him to go. So Mnangagwa has got less than 1,300 days in office. So what we're watching is the last days of Mnangagwa and also a gradual lack of power by Mnangagwa. We're going to see a gradual loss of power by Mnangagwa and the rise of people who want to take over from Mnangagwa. So the people that want to take over from Mnangagwa is Chiwenga, and then you obviously have Tagwire, who represents Mnangagwa, and then we have Sanyatwe, who is the dark horse. You're going to see more of Sanyatwe. You're also going to see more of people like Muchangwa, who don't have much support. So the actual games in ZANU-PF are now less about removing Mnangagwa. You're not going to see more action about removing Mnangagwa or attacking Mnangagwa. So that is getting less and less. And I think it's agreed that they failed to remove Mnangagwa by force. So instead, they are going to try to manage him. They're going to try to manage Mnangagwa so that he leaves or endorses one of the parties. So you're going to see probably the release of people like Nyoka. They're no longer a threat. He's no longer a threat to Mnangagwa. So what you're seeing now is a shift to the opposition. What is the opposition going to do? And we've seen today Nelson Chamisa traveling around. So Chamisa has traveled and he has tweeted. So if you go to Chamisa's Twitter, you can see that Chamisa has moved around. He is going to, I think this is in Berengwa, and I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what is his strategy, but the shift is now to the opposition. What is the opposition going to do? And are they able to maintain attention? Because remember, the reason why people loved the dramas in ZANU-PF is because it was like a movie. So people like to watch a drama, but the drama is over. So what is going to happen? And particularly, we want to see what is going to happen with the movements. So all the movements that were there, they are now directionless. They don't know what to do now. And now that the fighting in ZANU-PF has subsided and people in ZANU-PF are working together. So what you can see right now is Chiwenga sitting and being given the platform to make orders to structures, especially in Harare, and not attacking Mnangagwa. The corruption talk has gone down. The war veterans have gone away. And the youngsters who were attacking Mnangagwa, they've slowed down the attacks on Mnangagwa. So what is left now is the opposition was hoping that Mnangagwa will be removed by people from within. Now we have to remove the opposition. The opposition has to remove Mnangagwa, and that is a job. So normally it would have been easier to just let ZANU-PF remove Mnangagwa, but now the opposition now able to remove Mnangagwa, because that is where we are now. The job is now with the opposition. It's no longer going to be up to people in ZANU-PF to remove Mnangagwa, because it's actually better for Chiwenga to just watch, even if he's being disrespected, we just watch them and hope that in time, Mnangagwa will just live by himself and hand over. And if things stand the way they stand now, there's absolutely no challenge to Chiwenga. He's going to slowly move into the position that is being occupied by Mnangagwa right now, because Tagwire has seemingly failed to make an impact. So they've successfully pushed him out. And Chiwenga now appears to be the man who is totally in control within ZANU-PF. So it's now up to the opposition. And as I said, on our own part, we are busy with setting up the MP and senator and councillor structures. The response has been very interesting. So many people are coming wanting to be MPs, but we've got a big job, which is to set up an opposition structure, an opposition party. And we are just waiting to see what Chamisa is going to do here. It's going to be very interesting to see what Chamisa comes up with. But it's clear, as someone who is busy with this process, it is clear to me, you cannot do this thing without a united opposition. It's going to be very hard. If someone tries to do this without a united opposition, it's very, very hard. And the elections could be lost. ZANU-PF is a machine. They need a strong, united opposition to challenge them. And then our country would do very, very well. So Chamisa's next move will be very interesting. However, so is the next move by Advocate Fadzai Mahere. That is going to be very interesting. Advocate Fadzai Mahere, we approached her about the 22nd of July. And we've asked her to give us a response by the end of the 24th of August. What answer she's going to give is going to determine what happens next. Because if you have a strong candidate in the opposition, the opposition will do well. However, if there's no strong candidate, it's going to be years and years of ZANU, and that cannot be allowed. It's unthinkable to have that situation where you have ZANU-PF again going up to, let's say, 2033. Can you imagine now in 2025, another 10 years almost of ZANU? That would be unbelievable and very painful. So many people don't understand why we're starting so early. You don't want ZANU-PF to be in office after the 2028 elections. So this election is going to be so difficult. It's going to be the most difficult election. And if you think 2008 was a difficult election, this election we're going into is going to be even worse. It's going to be tougher because ZANU-PF is going to lose power and they're not going to take it lightly. And the people who are going to make ZANU-PF lose power, they have to be very strong. You see already what is happening to Mzembe, stuck in jail. So jail is being used to terrify people from coming into Zimbabwe. So already many people don't want to be associated with the politics. They're afraid that if they get into politics, they'll get arrested, they'll get thrown into jail. And that is the real fear. We have people right now sitting in jail. We also have many people that were arrested on the 31st of March are still going to court. We have many people who were arrested before that. Anna Bishop, Yamakanga, and Ngarivume, and the whole crew who stayed in jail for so long. It's very difficult once you come out of jail to tell your family that I'm back in politics. So the opposition has to play a bigger part of making sure that they are strong and they can, if something happens to a person who is in the opposition, they should know that I've got a backing of a system, of a structure, not that I'm alone. So that question must end of saying, do I have anyone who is going to stand with me? Do I have someone who's going to get me out when I'm jailed by Mnangagwa? Because up to the time of the election, you're going to see that jailing people, scaring people, beating up people, that is still going to be a factor under Mnangagwa. But I believe that after Mnangagwa is gone, which is by the time he leaves office, there will be an opening of the environment, and this arresting and disappearing is going to come to an end. So basically, that is where we are. The dramas are over. So whatever drama you're going to see now is not as intense, and you can forget about the war veterans. They're not coming. Those guys are gone. So they are gone for good. The time that they say they're coming and the promises that they made, they cannot just come back now and deliver. So you're not going to see Anamdara Geza coming to throw out Mnangagwa. Uganda are busy right now, setting up, giving money, and getting tenders. So all the tenders are back. Today in Bulawayo, they have started again the hospital tenders. So Tungwarara has been given another tender in Bulawayo. He's going to be busy fixing all the central hospitals in Bulawayo. In Harare, he's just finishing up all the hospitals. They are giving out money to different groups of people. So that is the strategy now, going to give money to all sorts of people. So forget about defeating the Uganda. The Ugandas have the upper hand. And what they will do, they will simply try to work with Chiwenga. They will try to beg him and appear as if they actually respect him. So you're going to see more and more of the Uganda trying to get closer and closer to Chiwenga. And for Chiwenga, it's not a good option to fight them openly. So what he's going to do is he's going to try to assert his authority, but within the system of ZANU, through the systems of ZANU-PF. And then you have more of the same, which is a pretense to hand over the baton from Mnangagwa to Chiwenga. But behind the scenes, there's obviously plotting taking place. They're plotting against each other, but it won't be as intense as before. So the next period we're going into up to December is not as intense as before. So that is my prediction of the situation. It's now up to the opposition guys to make it work, to make it happen, and to make sure that people have hope, not from ZANU, but from outside of ZANU. I've been talking to a lot of people about the National Transitional Authority and all that. Guys, forget about the National Transitional Authority. That thing is finished. It won't happen. It's going to be opposition against ZANU in the next elections, and we have to make it work. All right. Are they actually fixing roads and hospitals or showbiz? No, they're not fixing the roads. They are repairing the roads. So a repair is different from a fix, because you just go away to where you were before and you resurface. So, for example, the Victoria Falls Bulawayo Road, that road is going to be resurfaced, but you're still going to see that little strip that was there. It's not going to be a new road. When you actually fix the road, you have to sit down and redesign it, and that is not happening. But those are now more technical issues. It's not what we're thinking, that we have a big change. The big change is going to come from the opposition. It's not going to come from ZANU-PF. So ZANU-PF, they are not going to fight each other to the death anymore. They seem to have reconciled in a way. Something has happened. They've done some in-house discussions, and everyone is now seeming to listen to Chiwenga. So Chiwenga now, if he speaks, everyone listens. But the next move is what we'll see is what is going to happen to Nyoka Mabunu, if he's going to come out or not. So Nyoka Mabunu is in jail on trumped up charges. And the reason why he was put in here is because there was a belief that he's working to remove Mnangagwa. And now that is not at play. Let's see what happens if Nyoka Mabunu is going to come out and if they're going to withdraw the charges. Remember, ever since Nyoka Mabunu went into jail, there has never been a docket or a charge that has been presented in court. So Nyoka Mabunu was charged, but there was never any evidence presented in court to say what is it that he did. Where did the money that they say he stole come from? And in Zimbabwe, a case from 2014, that case, it was a nothing case. The complainants were not in court. So these things were trumped up charges. The South Africans working with ZANU-PF to lock up Nyoka because they believe that he was part of a plot against Mnangagwa. So now that we don't have that threat, so I can assure you that the threat, the way it was before, where people looked like Mnangagwa was going to go today and was going to be removed and fires were burning in Harare, that is over. So want to see what happens to Nyoka. Is he going to come out or not? But we should not be looking at that. We should be looking at the next move by Chamisa, the next move by M31. How do we reorganize and reconstitute an opposition as a force to remove ZANU? So once the opposition is organized and the opposition is on the ground, you're going to see the next move from ZANU. So the next move from ZANU is going to come after they see what the opposition does. So at the moment, they are watching the opposition. What is the opposition going to do? And for the opposition, it's simple. You need a constant and present leadership. You cannot have an opposition that is absent when ZANU-PF is present every day. So you can't be absent, which means you must be having an agenda. You must be having a program. You must be contesting election, and you must be winning those elections. So that is the agenda. ZANU-PF will be afraid only if the opposition has reached that point. Not what we have right now. There is no way you can suddenly win an election in 2028 when you're losing now. What will cause you to win in 2028? That is not happening now. What is that thing that will suddenly be true in 2028 if now it's not there? So do you think people will suddenly vote for you because it's 2028? So the job has to be done right now, and it's a big, big job to beat these guys because they have a system. How would they react when we hit the ground and we actually start having people campaigning? Because ZANU-PF is campaigning. Every week, ZANU-PF is campaigning somewhere. What will happen if the opposition starts campaigning and going out and talking to people? How are they going to react? Very interesting to watch. Okay. Gambakwe said Chamisa is not coming. No, I didn't say Chamisa is back. He's going to Mberengwa. Doesn't mean he's back. He hasn't announced anything. So you understand? The fact that Chamisa went to Mberengwa doesn't mean he's back. He's going to Mberengwa. What did he go and do? Mberengwa is a fascinating place. I love the feedback I'm getting. Blessed Sunday to you. That's not coming back. So as I'm saying to you, when the next thing that Chamisa does is going to be very interesting, but that is not the thing that is coming back. If Chamisa says, I formed a movement, that is not defeating ZANU. So you must understand. If Chamisa comes and says, I formed a movement, it doesn't mean ZANU is gone. You understand? You have to do more. You have to have a structure. You have to have people on the ground. You have to have candidates. You have to start contesting elections. You have to start campaigning. You have to start issuing your own programs. What is your manifesto? All these things that were missing in 2023 are still missing now. So it's very important for you to understand that although the shift from the drama in ZANU-PF is happening, we now need a strong opposition. When Tsvangirai was there was no question about whether there was an opposition or not, or what was the program of the opposition, and what was their move. Their move was to take power. At the moment, the opposition in Zimbabwe is not ready to take power. So you want to be ready to take power. And taking power means you must be present. People must feel that when you take over, there will be a change. And that is what we're talking about. The next move is not this thing that we're doing right now. It's a big move. And you need a man that is equivalent to Mnangagwa. So when someone looks in the environment, they must see an equivalent of Mnangagwa, someone who can step into those shoes and take over. And that person cannot be in ZANU. So they cannot be in ZANU. It must be someone outside. Okay. I would like to thank you very much. Why people copy your updates every day, they come after you, yes. But it's okay. I would like to thank all of you for watching. So I now want to make a call to all those guys who were arrested. So if you were in jail for the 31st of March, if you were arrested and you stayed in jail for such a long time, we are currently organizing for the 2028 elections. So M31 is setting up the structures for opposition candidates. So that is Senate, that is MPs and councillors. There's more than 1,000 positions available, which are not, no one is there now for the 2028 elections. So go to m31zimbabwe.com. We are currently creating the WhatsApp group. So it's forming right now as we speak. Many people have joined. And over the next few weeks, as we await our presidential candidate, you can come in here and join and see what other people are doing. If you go to that page, m31zimbabwe.com, you will see that there's a post which says Zimbabwe 2028 candidates form. Fill in your details there and choose your constituency. Be part of the change. So if you don't become part of the change, you'll find out that the guys who come in will arrest you again. So people are being arrested because people who come into office are not good people. So go fill in your name here, fill in your constituency that you want to be in the election. I've given instructions. This form is working. And then if you want to see who is currently in your constituency, you go to the top, you see what is written. Thank you for submitting. If you click there, you will see who in your constituency wants to be an MP. You can see how many people are coming. It's a lot of people. There are only 120 MPs. Already, we're over 30 people who want to be MPs. It doesn't mean if there's someone in your constituency, for example, Gambakwe, this is the test. So I put Kariba there as my constituency. I'm not going to contest at all. So let's say Gambakwe is contesting at Kariba. You can also put your name there at Kariba. So you just fill in your name, you put Kariba, and then we'll put you on the WhatsApp groups. What we want to do, we want to make sure that every constituency, every MP seat, every Senate seat, every council seat is contested. And the campaign is going to be very strong. Guys in the UK, guys in South Africa, go in here and become a candidate, because don't just leave this thing to other people. Right now, you don't even know where candidates come from. Where do candidates come from? You see an MP from ZANU. Where did he come from? Or an MP from CC. Where did he come from? We need a process, a transparent process. And I'm asking those guys, especially those who were arrested and you were in jail for so long, participate, you work so hard to become part of this. And don't wait to be called. Don't wait, Kuti. Someone else is going to come and invite you. Who is that person who's going to come and invite you? So let's work hard. Let's make sure that the elections that are coming, 2028, are going to be the most important elections. And you'll be seeing the work that we do. Inini, guys, I am a machine. I sleep 2 hours or 3 hours. I'm like a guardian angel. You'll be seeing me all the time. We've got so much attention that we're going to give to this situation. And for the first time, ZANU will lose. They will lose the elections, even after handing over the cash, because we'll be very strong. So if you're a candidate, you're going to get the support, you're going to be having backing, and we'll give you the strategies to win. So make sure that you participate. And M31 Zimbabwe is going to be a big player. The rest of the guys, you can see them. They are not strong. They are not on the ground. They are just somewhere at the back waiting for the actual election. But the election starts now. So let's see what Chamisa does next. Very important. And also, we are going to see what Advocate Fadzai Mahere does. I love this young lady. She is, let's say, 7 years younger than me. Do you see that? Gambakwe is very old. She is 7 years younger than me. I think Chamisa is same age with me, if I'm not mistaken, like a year or two difference. So we're in the same age group, all of us. So the guys in the 40 years to 50 years, 60 years, it's your time to take charge right now. Mnangagwa is 96. No, sorry. Sorry, Mnangagwa, 86. So Mnangagwa is 86. Chiwenga is 68. Do you see where we're going? So this age group of 40, 45, 55, 65, where Chiwenga is around the 65, is at the upper band. It's your time to take charge now and to fix this country. If you sit back and do nothing, you are all going to go to pension with nothing. However, if this country is fixed, within 5 years, there will be enough healthcare, there will be enough wealth, you'll be able to survive in the country very well. Many people right now are sick. So you go on a pension, you get sick, you can't get treatment, you die in a very despicable situation in Zimbabwe. Don't allow it. The only problem in Zimbabwe right now is Mnangagwa and his governance. So it needs to be challenged. And Mnangagwa needs to be removed by a strategic, strong force. You can't remove Mnangagwa through a weak, wishy-washy approach. That won't work. So you need a strategy. And what we're doing now, 2025, going all the way up to 2028, it's a lot of work. But once we get on the road, once we get moving, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. I've started so many things, guys. And one thing I can tell you, when you start, it looks like it's not going to happen. But in 6 months, come back here and you'll see what I'm talking about. The groups are forming. Guys are starting to realize that they can be candidates. Structures are forming. And eventually, you're going to see people opening their eyes and realizing that Mnangagwa can be removed very easily. Mnangagwa is weak. He's the weakest person in the room. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Let me now go and sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 a.m. Don't forget, you can be a candidate in the upcoming elections. Just go and register yourself up there. You don't have to belong to any party. You don't have to beg anyone to put you on a list. Technology has made everything possible. Let me tell you a secret. That form that we put there, it was done for us by volunteers. We're going to have so many volunteers, and everything is going to be digital first. So everything we're going to do is digital first. You will be able to do everything that you want from home. We're going to put forms for you to be able to talk to Fadzi directly when she accepts. You'll be able to ask Fadzi a question, and the question goes to her, and she'll be able to answer you, and we'll be putting it over there for you to see what she said. You'll be able to put a project on the website to say, in my village, we've got such and such a problem, and want it solved. And it will go directly to the president's office with digital first. You don't have to phone Mnangagwa's hotline and all that. Where we're going, everything is going to be simple and transparent. And the country is going to do very, very well. Some of the things that we want to do are big, including the high-speed rail. You know that I love high-speed rail. The homecoming. We want people to come home. We will literally hire planes to go and get you guys from wherever you're staying and bring you home. And you'll be able to travel to a rural area, 1 hour. From Harare, you'll be able to jump into a train and go to Bulawayo. Within 2 hours, you're already at Bulawayo Center. There will be massive development. And that can only happen under a new government. So the new government is coming, but it's a lot of work and it needs unity. So this week is important. This month is important. We are tired of Mnangagwa, aka broker. So M31 planning to unite everyone in the opposition. Yes, the problem with opposition in Zimbabwe, they are disorganized. It's true. Everyone wants a leadership, but don't worry about them. Don't worry about people being not united. You will see what is going to happen. We're going to be showing you here on a daily basis. And then Gambakwe, pani age limit here, mu diaspora ngazara vanhu vasina mazino. There's no age limit, guys. So 40 years is minimum to be president, but the presidency is not the most important position. So right now, the presidency is going to be nominated. So there's not going to be a presidential election in M31. So Fadzi is going to be nominated, and I hope that she accepts it. I'm happy that she hasn't declined. So guys, remember this. Popo declined to be the chairman. Professor Mugano declined to be the advisor. Freeman declined to be an advisor. So we know that they declined. We are happy that so far, Fadzi is still considering it. And what guys have told me is that they are waiting for Fadzi to answer. And you're going to see a big move, happening. So we're just waiting for that. So the president will be nominated. If she does not accept, so remember, I'm not like the person who thinks only one thing can happen. So let's say she doesn't accept. We are still going to go through a process of nominating a president. So the president is not going to be an elected position in M31. So the presidential candidate of M31 is not going to be taken from a group and say, who wants to be president, lift your hand. There is going to be a process of selection, and we prefer a woman to be the president of our country. So that is the criteria. We also prefer 50% of all positions to be held by women. So we're going to do a lot of work. Whichever woman is going to come and lead has a lot of work to do to put more and more women into office. So you're going to see a lot of work taking place. And as I said, that is important. It's very important. Right. Sweet sounds, I agree. People love Fadzi. I don't know what has happened, but a lot of people wanted to do it. And let's see what happens within the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's very important. And as I said, young people, you've got energy. Don't use your energy to complain about Mnangagwa. Use your energy to organize. These guys, these old guys, Mahamadara, they'll be happy to know that the country is in the hands of organized people. They don't know what to do. To tell you the truth, do you think Mnangagwa knows what to do? If he knew what to do you think he wouldn't do it? Do you think Mnangagwa knows how to bring capital in the country? He has tried his best. That's what he's done. That's what he knows. Now we need to do the best. Go onto LinkedIn and check what the Zimbabweans are doing overseas. Our country should not be where it is right now, given the kind of people that we have, what they're doing in other countries. We should not be having what we're having now. And I know that you guys know that we cannot continue this way. So we cannot continue this way, and we cannot delegate our responsibilities to other people. So let's do Aka Broker. Aka Broker. I know you've been waiting for Aka Broker. So let's do Aka Broker. Mnangagwa Aka Broker. Auxilia Aka Broker. Sean Aka Broker. Emerson Jr. Aka Broker. And Janumu Kuda Aka Broker. Collins Aka Broker. Panemwe andukusiyana ndani Humphrey. But Humphrey anabasa. Anabasa uyo. Na anozana uyo. Tariro anabasa. Vese ava ndovaziya. Umwe anogara padhuze nemba kwangu. Like when I'm in Johannesburg. From my house to one of them. Ndotofamba kana 2 minutes ndatosvika. Kutofamba zvangu. But they are also waiting. All of them are also waiting for change. Everybody is waiting for change. I flew to Johannesburg last week. Guys, it's bad. Our Zimbabwean sisters are still on the street looking for work. There's nothing here. The country is closing down. So after the tariffs, it's bad. One of the biggest steel companies here is closing. So they're closing this month. If you hear Mchangwa talking of steel, he doesn't know this. ArcelorMittal is closing. They just made the announcement today. So the problems that you're going to face in South Africa as a Zimbabwean, or in the UK, where the laws are changing, or in the United States, where the laws are changing, are massive. So you need a new place to go. And we want 1 million people to be able to come into our country and work. It's possible. You can make it happen at a bigger scale. Zimbabwe is one of the best countries. Victoria Falls is underutilized. Kariba is underutilized. All the way to the Beira corridor. If you want to go to Beira right now, there is nothing in between. The opportunity there is massive. If you look at the rail opportunity, moving around Zimbabwe at speed, that is not possible. Under Mnangagwa, that has never been attempted. He's done nothing. He has even failed to fix the rail that is existing. So you have so much potential in Zimbabwe. And that country is going to be like Dubai in less than 5 years. So let's make it happen. But Pamberaba, there is a lot that needs to happen. There is a final push that needs to be done, and to change and shift our thinking so that we know that we're capable. So we're all capable as young people. Let's make it happen. So if someone hands you a car, why do you think someone is handing you a car for 50,000? What if someone is handing away 200 cars? Why do you think that person is handing out 200 cars? Very important questions you must be asking yourself. You are selling your future. That is why they're giving you the car. They know that you like short-term things. Okay, I think I've covered it. That is 34 minutes. Tagwire now a Central Committee member, now confirmed. Yes, I don't care about that. All I can tell you is that the game is with the opposition. If the opposition sits there and watches ZANU doing everything, it's your own fault. There now needs to be order in the opposition, a strong opposition with the structures which can win elections. Do you think anyone can vote ZANU in an election? People would rather stay at home. Epworth, do you know how much people voted in the last election? the turnout was 25% in the election now. That was held this week. Which means if we have a strong opposition with structures, with phone numbers of everyone, we just WhatsApp them and say, guys, go and vote. ZANU-PF will never win an election again. It will never happen. All right, guys, I would like to thank all of you for watching. Let's start having hope. And that hope must not be that ZANU-PF will remove each other. We need to set it up. We need to make it happen. And we need new heroes. So we need new heroes in our country. So people that can take over, people that when you are sleeping, you know that there's someone who is working on something. At the moment, who is working on anything? We don't want that Zaka broker. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. And a good night to you.